welcome Dr. Shailendra Kumar.
Good evening, dignitaries on the dais, and of course off the dais as well. I have been allotted exactly 300 seconds, and I'm expected to give you a glimpse of what may get unwrapped and unfold in 2023. So I will be very brief. In order to be brief, I have jotted down a few points. I would like to give you a quick glimpse of it. Let me start with, what depends. It actually largely depends on what you are expecting to see in 2023. If you want to see darkening clouds of crises, problems, and pessimism, 2003 certainly promises not to disappoint you. But if you are very keen to radiate with madcap positive energy, there would be lots of glimmers of hope, which will give you a major boost to optimism in 2023. Let me start with, in view of the time constraint, I will start with COVID. COVID, all of us are familiar what it is. This is the slimiest and the trickiest member of the corona family. That is COVID. Its scientific name is SARS-CoV-2. All of us are familiar with its various variants like Omicron. Some of the subvariants, BA5, XSB, 1.5, it's creating havoc and chaos worldwide. In all the continents, all of us are familiar. In fact, I need not repeat that. In the coming months, a new mutated variant may surface on the horizon and be either shocked or surprised. The reason being, the coronavirus is back home in China. It may come up with a new mutation, and perhaps we should be ready for that. But let me share a word of caution. And it has not yet become seasonal flu. It will take a few years, perhaps. Nobody knows. The science has failed here so far to make any kind of projection when exactly COVID is going to become a seasonal flu like viral or any other form of flu. The flu kills about 1 lakh people annually. So now the question is that science is not able to tell us when exactly this is going to end, but the science has prepared us in terms of vaccines, in terms of better drugs, in terms of treatment. And that is where 2023 is going to be very, very critical. As per WHO report, 107 clinical trials are underway. And some of those vaccines actually going to be protecting us even against such subvariants which may emerge in future. So that's going to be variant-proof vaccine. Most of us are aware the nasal vaccine is already in the market. Nasal vaccine has achieved what the earlier version of vaccine could not achieve. The difference lies in that this protects us. It kills the pathogen at the nasal and the throat level. Therefore, the vaccine is not able to touch our lungs and we get protected. So that is where 2023 is going to be very promising, because before we exit to 2023, we will have many vaccines available in the market. Let me move quickly to food shortage. That's a very critical item. Most of us, we understand that after Russia invaded Ukraine, the food prices skyrocketed in many continents. And food crisis kills the poor first. Huge number of countries in Africa, even in Asia, Latin America, and even in rich countries for that matter. If you look at some of the statistics of UNESCO and various other research, you will find that lots of people go hungry, even in rich countries. And this crisis, unfortunately, is more serious because it has given rise to inflation. And inflation, in turn, what it has done is, it has done greater deal of damage, and that is in terms of recession. Economies are slowing down worldwide. We are very fortunate that way that India is perhaps the fastest growing economy, but 2023, its scenario is going to undergo a major change. So that is where, let me tell you, a serious food crisis looms large over our head in 2023. About 83 crore people go without food and go hungry. That's a figure I'm sharing about the food crisis. And I'm adding about 2 crore additional people in 2023 here in this figure. And that is where a deepening crisis is going to push major tech startups in this field, and we are going to go for lab-based food in 2023 in a big way. Let me tell you that technology again is going to play a pioneering role here. Ultimately, the mankind has failed to, probably because of climate crisis and so many other factors. Ultimately, the technology is going to come forward to rescue us, and that is where the lab-based food is going to be the rescuer for us. And in large number of companies, apparently, in Singapore and Hong Kong and various other European countries for that matter, they are going for this plant-based, which will start fabricating chicken in labs, lobsters, etc. So food, again, is very, very important in 2023 because Singapore is going to become the hub for the lab-based food. Let me go to automobile, which attracts good number of people. The global sales of automobile, particularly electric vehicles, is going to be much higher in 2023 as compared to 2022, where the combustion-based, which is petrol and diesel-based car, it registered barely 1% growth as against 25% growth in electric vehicles. Now, what happens is 2023 is going to witness the introduction of some of the cars which will start behaving like a chameleon. It will keep changing the colors. We will also see the flying cars. We will also see the robo-taxis. So automobile industry is undergoing dramatic and Bollywood-style changes in 2023. We will see a lot of game-like tablet driving vehicles, autonomous vehicles with very little human interference. But what is really going to be eye-popping in 2023 is the advanced test of a passenger drone prototype by Volkswagen. These electric air vehicles will boast of vertical takeoff and can carry as many as 4 passengers. And it is almost ready. So this will be very interesting to see in 2023. Let me take you back to gene therapy, which is a very important area. Gene therapies hold great promises to reduce suffering of mankind. This is all about replacing a patient's defective DNA by a corrected version. That is gene therapy. This can be used to treat very rare diseases to common cancers. We can track down possible breakthroughs in 2023. In America, more than a dozen gene therapies are going to be approved very soon, and its drugs are likely to be slightly cheaper because new factories are going to be opened in France and the USA. Let me take you to cancer because we are talking about gene therapies. Nowadays, we find that cancer is found in every nook and corner. It accounted for over 1 crore deaths in 2020. Horrible. 1 in every 6 deaths by cancer. Although scientists always believe that it is possible to immunize people at high risk, but the actual breakthrough is now much closer home. A leading COVID vaccine manufacturer, Moderna, has recently claimed that its vaccine for skin cancer has produced very encouraging results, and several other clinical trials are already underway for various different kinds of cancers. And it has been projected that if everything goes well, and before the 2023 says sayonara, we will have many vaccines available even for the cancer. So let us wish good luck to our scientific community that they succeed in this. Let me take you straight to 2 prominent deaths in 2023. All of us will be witnessing those deaths. That is the death of passwords and the death of SIM cards in your mobile. Let me now move to these two areas briefly. The first is, of course, the password, when I am indicating that all of us, earlier in the past, all our forefathers used to look around and do Google search for password into future, password into rich civilization, password into various aspects of your life. But in modern life, all of us are more used to password to our own system, our mobile, digital devices. So this is a different kind of password. And these passwords are going to be replaced by passkeys. It's a new tool, tech tool, which has come into the market. And in fact, Microsoft, Apple, everybody has started using the passkeys. And what will happen is that these keys are going to be inbuilt in the form of a token, and it will be stored on your phone and laptop, protected by fingerprint or even facial recognition. Therefore, it cannot be either stolen or forgotten, even if you try hard to forget it, because it is inbuilt in your system. So many global renowned portals have already started using it. It would come inbuilt, and therefore you don't have to bother about what exactly my password or passkeys are. So passwords are gone, passwords are passé, and now the passkeys will come here, and it will get connected to a smart watch also. So you can actually connect with your devices through your watch. So this is one prominent death I'm talking about. The another is, of course, very noteworthy death is going to be subscriber identity module, which is known as SIM card in your mobile. And how and why? Because this technology is pretty old in terms of, it came out in the market around 2017. However, Apple had decided to come out with iPhone 14 only eSIM enabled. Therefore, you will have no option. And all the mobile service providers worldwide will have no option but to switch over to eSIMs. Therefore, the physical chips, the tiny chips which you have, that chips will have to die now. So it's going to be a very prominent death in 2023. So here, let me tell you that it will be very consumer and user friendly, in terms of it enables the users to keep hopping from networks to networks, and eSIMs, it will be very easy to swap also. You can have multiple. Now, I have got the hint to close it quickly. So let me tell you that hydrogen has come or going to come in 2003 as the new oxygen. An oxygen for all of us, not only for the economy. How? So let me briefly, without telling you what exactly the hydrogen is, etc., but energy, as you understand, which has sprung up on the horizon, is a major crisis, as a geopolitical crisis rather, not only a crisis for all of us, every household. We know that the major sources of energy are going to be replaced because of the fossil fuels are damaging, the climate and so many changes, etc. So it is one area where hydrogen is going to replace and going to be a very prominent item in renewable energy, where we have solar and the wind, we have tidal energy. So only last week, the Government of India, the Union Cabinet also sanctioned 19,744 crore for the green hydrogen mission in India. And it's a very, very huge investment in hydrogen. Now the question is, what is hydrogen? So briefly, it is a colorless gas that burns cleanly. It produces just water vapor. That is hydrogen. It is rarely found on the earth, in a pure form. So make it more, the world needs to use different kinds of energy to produce hydrogen. So briefly, I will tell you, you will hear more of it, that, the green hydrogen, the black hydrogen, the white hydrogen, the blue hydrogen, the pink hydrogen. You will have to, basically, you will get familiar, you will come across this, and these are nothing but the different types of energy which are going to be used to produce it. And that is how this hydrogen will have different colors. So if it is nuclear, then it is going to be pink hydrogen. Original format is white. Natural gas is blue. Coal-based is black and brown also. So on this note, I hope that you had a radioactive time with this presentation, and you would certainly go pink with the traces of happiness on your face with the rest of the proceeding. So let me thank you all for patient hearing. Thank you.